Hello, welcome to the One I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, we're in clothes. I'm wearing a First Ascendant pullover. No hat today. So the NewJeans debacle. I don't know if it's over, but they're not going to appeal. But I do want to say, I told you so. I said this when they did the emergency news conference back in September. I made a couple of videos, and basically everything that happened, I called it. I don't know why NewJeans thought that feelings could break a legal contract. So I don't know who was advising them, but these five girls don't seem like they're right in the head. And then also, they were so attached to Min Hee Jin, where like they thought their success was based on her and like her only. So I mean, there were some mental deficiencies. But anyway, remember I said that Adore would welcome back Hyen and Heron because they're the two most marketable ones. And you can argue, but they're the two most attractive ones, and that's probably the most important thing in K-pop because you need that parasocial fan base. You need those fans that actually think they're dating the idol to get to get that money. But anyway, when all this happened, I said they're gonna probably keep Hyen and Heron. Okay, and so what happened now? Adore made an announcement saying they're welcoming back Hyen and Heron, and then they have to see where Danielle, Minji, and Hani. They have to see where their I guess priorities lie, because are they coming back just because they have to? Are they coming back because they want to? Like, they're going to be difficult. Then, like, you know, they said a lot of negative things, and so can they even go back in the building? Like, are people, like the work environment is pretty much ruined because of everything they said. So, like, you have this K-pop group who publicly said that the company is horrible for over a year, and now they're just coming back. I mean, there's so many things wrong. So, are they gonna have to do like a press conference saying that, oh well, we were just lying about being mistreated here? Because now when they come back, it's gonna be a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, I can't believe they're forced to come back. They're still being mistreated. So the negative press, they can't win. There's gonna be people mad at them because they said stuff about Eyelid or Le Seraphim. There's going to be people mad because they wasted everyone's time with this lawsuit. Because if they're coming back, that means they're not being mistreated. Like, why would you go back to a company? So they just can't win. And I don't see how you keep NewJeans as a group. Now, Adore can, because Adore has all the power in this. Adore can cancel their contracts and then make them pay damages, but I think they would keep. I still think that they would keep Hyen and Heron, keep them, and then you could do what 50/50 did, and then just add new members because you know it's really the songs, because NewJeans hasn't been around that long. So if you replace three of the members, keep all the same songs and stuff, people will still like them. And then the three girls that you kick out, well, they're gonna be stuck in court paying damages and most likely be blacklisted. Now the other former members of 50/50, they started like another group, so maybe blacklisting isn't really going to happen because there's always a smaller label that will pick up anyone if they have a little notoriety. So not saying their career is over, but in terms of public relations, a lot of people don't like these girls now because it's been almost 2 years of them just talking shit. I mean, basically causing a lot of problems. And then from the start, I told you that NewJeans was going to lose the case because if NewJeans would have won the case, it would have set a precedent that you can just break a contract because feelings. You can't prove feelings in a court of law. Anyone can say anything about feelings. So and then this really shows that whose ever idea this was has very low intelligence. There were people, and obviously I'm not a legal expert, but other legal experts were saying from the start that this case isn't gonna fly because feelings. You can't you can't use feelings. I'm gonna say it like that to break a legal contract. That's just common sense. And then, these girls are celebrities, so they're probably thinking, oh, well, because of my status, if I say this. But no, like, the world doesn't work like that, Well, in a serious world, now maybe in America that will fly, but if you have these contracts being broken because of feelings, it would collapse the K-pop industry. It would collapse any industry where you could just use feelings. And the fact that they didn't think that through, I don't know. It's just maybe because I'm smart that this bothers me so much. I think that's why. Because I don't know, I just can't get over how stupid these girls are, or just who's ever in charge of these decisions. It just made no sense. But I will make more predictions. I think Adore is going to give them the new songs that they produced because they don't want to come off as petty. See, because right now this is a public opinion battle right now, and Adore wants to come off as being a positive, a friendly workplace because if they just blacklist New Jeans, other trainees or idols might not want to join Adore. Okay, so New Jeans is going to have uh, the new album. I think they produced five demo songs in the court case just to show that they are trying to promote New Jeans properly. Now, whether we get all five members, I could see this is what I could see. I could see a subunit of Hyen and Heron, and then the other three go on hiatus because they were the most vocal and disrespected a lot of people who work in Adore. Because you have to think about the other people in the workplace because now it is a toxic workplace because you had for 2 years people talking shit about you. So I know the statistics are low on this, but I think we're gonna get a subunit and they'll put out the five songs, and then we'll see if Danielle, Minji, and Hani can bow enough times and apologize to enough people to see if they can like come back. And what I think is gonna happen, they're gonna probably milk this, and they'll probably do some like YouTube vids where you have those three interacting with Islet and Les Seraphim just to try to show like, oh, we're getting along now or something like that, because you have three fandoms mad at each other. And I know that doesn't affect album sales, but it's just bad optics. Like you don't want every whatever Le Seraphim video, every New Jeans video with just a bunch of negative comments of the other fandom fighting because for the past 2 years, the three members in this group were causing problems. They don't want that. I mean, like, not all press is good press. And then you have a lot of people who just don't like New Jeans now because of what happened. So is Adore going to just cancel their contracts anyway because the brand is so damaged? I mean, like there's so many ways that this can go because their brand is heavily damaged. And so that's why I kind of think a slow rollout of a subunit because they are the two most liked members, a subunit of them, the other three go on vacation, work things out, and then because if they meant what they said that they could never come back or we get panic attacks when we go to the Hive building, which I just think is complete bullshit. You're telling me that these millionaires they have their own like floor, like they had their own dedicated dance studio. It was just for them. They had special housing. Like they were treated like, you know, they were treated like BTS basically. They were treated like the best thing in the company, but yet they claim they were being mistreated. So think of all the higher ups and the investors that are involved in this company who probably don't want them back anyway. See, like there's so many different factors there because they lost them a lot of money, and someone might be petty enough to cancel their contracts. And see, I don't know enough about the investors and the stockholders because they're gonna have the final say on whether these girls can come back because they just might want to get their damages back. They might just want to like cancel the contract, sue them for damages, and just you know in the whole thing. And then like they'll get picked up by another label and still get the commercials and stuff. And then like they'll make enough money to pay back the damages because there's gonna be another label that's gonna sign them if you break their contracts. There's so many ways that this can go, but guaranteed, I think 100% you're gonna have a high end heroin subunit for sure. Those two are definitely gonna do music. Definitely. The other three, it's there's too many factors. So I'm gonna do some research and see who the investors are because that will really determine what's going on. Because you have these girls messed with a bunch of millionaires and billionaires. That's not good. People don't like it when you mess with their money. Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.